Hello wet shavers, and welcome back to the Shaving Tolson. I'm your host Timmy Two Shaves, and today we're going to be talking about the Rex Envoy. Now you guys have seen this razor featured quite a bit lately. I mean, people have been picking this up, showcasing it in their shave of the days, and so you might be asking yourself, is it something worth picking up? Especially if it's something where you already have the Rex Ambassador. I've already posted a review about this particular razor and its unique quirks. I still think it's a fantastic razor with a wonderful construction from a great company, but it definitely has its quirks. So one of my questions that I was willing to risk my own money on was, how does the Rex Envoy shave? Does it correct any of those particular issues? Or are there some other things that need to be considered when you're thinking about maybe even purchasing one of these or supplementing your existing Ambassador with something like this? Do you need both of them? And that's what I want to talk about today. So before we get too far into it, you guys are going to see a video in the top left or in the top right. It's going to be showcasing the products that we're using today. Very simple, straightforward products. Of course, one of the big ones is the new Recovery Splash from Zingari Man. Love the scent of Navigator. On here it says it's amber, marine, and musk, and it gives off those really nice marine, this time of the year vibes. Honestly though, I find that this is a scent that you could wear any time of the year if you're feeling it. It just smells fantastic, and this absorbs right into the skin. It's some really good product. But let's go ahead and get into the Rex Envoy, and let's get into the shave. So this is the first shave, I think, that I've ever featured in the den. And this is actually where I would like to have all of my shaves going forward. Let me move my little mirror a little bit closer so that way I can see what I'm doing while I'm shaving. But I would like to have it this way going forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If this is the kind of environment that you really enjoy, you like this dynamic, or you want to go back to the old content. Can't guarantee you I will, but I'll listen. You guys know I'm very responsive in the comments. So again, today we're just using a very simple soap, but a soap that I've actually come to really enjoy in scent and in performance, and it's just the Vanderhagen Glycerin Pucks. This is stuff that you can buy at your local grocery store. There's a grocery store chain here in Tulsa called Reese's, and that's what I used to pick it up. And this was actually the first soap that I ever started off with. I worked with this, and I worked with a latherless shave cream from Cremo. That was a mistake. I didn't understand that it was latherless. And I'm working actually with the Vanderhagen set. So this is the Vanderhagen Bowl, the Vanderhagen Banded Boar Knot, and the Vanderhagen Puck. So this all came in a nice nifty little set for like $7 that I picked up. And that's one of the reasons why I did it, because it came in this really cool looking package and it had everything I needed. But this is a nice clean scent. It's not gonna wow anything, but honestly, I find for the price, which was like $1.50, not bad at all. So let's talk about the Envoy, and let's talk about the packaging. So before we get into the shave, I do want to say that this is one of the complaints that I've heard from many concerning the Envoy is the packaging, which is different from the Rex Ambassador. I still have this razor on loan from a friend, so you know who you are. Thank you so much for contributing this to the Shaving Tolson channel and allowing me to use it for as long as I have. But the Rex Ambassador really sets the tone in awesome packaging for a razor. You've got the nifty box here that essentially opens up, and the razor's inside, well packaged, very sturdy, so you're not worrying about it bumping around and shipping. Now, to maintain the theme, they kept with the color, they came with the warranty card, so you do get that lifetime warranty of any manufacturing difficulties or issues like cosmetic defects or anything like that. Rex Supply is really good about that, and if you guys didn't already know, Rex Supply is also owned by the same people that own Razor Emporium. So Matt Pisarcik and all of the brain people over there are the same people with Rex Supply. But unfortunately, the razor, you can tell when it does ship in one of these boxes, even with the packaging, can bump around. I still think it's nice looking packaging, but if we could get something similar to the Rex Ambassador in packaging, I think this would really set the tone and make a lot more people comfortable with purchasing that product, especially when you're spending the amount of money that you are going to be spending on the Envoy, which is still significantly cheaper than the Ambassador, but it's the little things. So we're using an Astra Superior Platinum blade in this. And we're just going to get right into the shave. Now, as I've found with my favorite blade, pretty much of all time, is the Astra Superior Platinum, other than the Persona 74 razor blades, which are no longer made. But I really like the Astra Superior Platinum blades, and I find they work really good in this. But what I've also found is, unlike the Rex Ambassador, the Rex Envoy is not as blade picky. So it shaves incredibly well and very smooth, much smoother I felt than the Rex Ambassador. So I will say, if you're just worried about comfort and you were worried about the issues you might have had with the Rex Ambassador, or things that you've heard, whether that was from my review or from others, please feel more comfortable in the fact that the Rex Envoy, for me, has not been as blade picky as the Ambassador has. And they both have a very similar feature. So the head is the exact same from this to the Ambassador on a setting 3. I'll post the specifics about that and screenshots of both of these razors as far as their sale pages here in the video. And if I can find the specifics on the blade gap, I will also post that in the video, since I know a lot of you were very curious. When I was comparing both of them side by side at different settings on the Ambassador versus the blade gap on this one, I can tell you by eyeballing it that the 3 setting on the Ambassador is the exact same as this. Once you start changing that up to 3.5 or to a 4 or down to a 2 or 2.5, you notice the gap difference. So definitely different there. But even though these look exactly the same in head profile, this just seems to be a smoother experience. It has some nice audio feedback, which you guys know I really like. I like a razor that's fun to use, and one of the aspects of that fun portion of it is just hearing the razor do its work. But the head is nice, it's pretty slim, it's nimble, it can get into difficult places like right here between my mustache and my goatee. I'm able to cut corners with it, keep everything nice and tight on the beard, which is what I really look for when I'm looking at a daily driver. And would I consider the Envoy a daily driver? Yes, I would actually. It is very efficient and there is blade feel, so that's something to keep in mind. If you are not a fan of blade feel, like if you want your neutral exposure where you don't feel the blade but you just feel it incredibly comfortable shave, I would say think twice about the Envoy, because you will be feeling the blade on this razor, but it's not uncomfortable. With whatever blade I used, I did not get an uncomfortable experience. I used the Feather, I used Shark blades again, I used the Astra Superior Platinums, I used the Platinum Luxe, I used what was the other? I used a Persona 74 in this. I used one other blade that I can't think of. At the moment, but I can definitely move this around with a lot more confidence than I felt I could with the Ambassador. Now, I do think the Ambassador is the sexier one because of the adjustment knob, and I do like a nice 2-piece razor, which is what this is. I had originally hoped this was going to be a 2-piece, but I understand that would have increased the price, or at least I imagine it would. This is a 3-piece razor, so it does come into 3 parts. You've got the head, the base plate, and the handle itself. And this is what they call their Sure Grip handle. It's the exact same handle as the Rex Ambassador, but honestly, I feel like this is just a little bit grippier than that of the Ambassador. And you can kind of tell the size difference here. It's even a little bit shorter than the Ambassador. I did find that the head does work with the majority of my other handles, so if you want another handle, feel free, but honestly, I think this is the end-all be-all in what all handles should aspire to be. Now, if this was a little bit more cosmetically cool, that would be great too, and still have these individually machined grip sections here, But as far as the best practical grip you can find on the market, the Sure Grip is definitely the best in my opinion. There's nothing that even comes close to it. And you guys know that I really like the Carbon Shaving Company handle, and that one's more cosmetically like, wow, that pops. People notice that. But this one is definitely more practical. You don't feel like it's going anywhere at all. I've shaved my head with this. I've shaved my face with this. It's actually a great head shaver too. And I find that razors that have a stainless steel top that are a little bit heavier, that can basically the weight of the razor is doing the work for you, especially on the head shaves, that is something where this comes in handy. Now, I still prefer the leaf razor when it comes to head shaves, but honestly, this razor did an excellent job about doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which was be efficient, but be comfortable. And again, the head is just thin enough to where I find it to be very nimble. And with any blade, you're going to be getting a really close, very nice shave on setting 3, which is, I think, a lot of people really reached out to Rex and said, hey, the 3 setting's really good, it works for me. So they went to the drawing board and they thought, what can we add to our line that can make it a little bit more within reach of the average consumer? And I do think the Envoy hits the ticket. If they could just get a change on the packaging, I think a lot of people would be really sold on this razor. And I think a lot of people are nervous because I know a few friends that have purchased one of these that have had cosmetic defects on the razor, which is, when you're spending, I think this was $125, when you're spending that amount of money on a razor, you want to know it's perfect. From machining, fit, and finish, which mine was. Thankfully, I did not have any issues on this. Fit and finish, it's perfect. This is immaculate. It's a beautiful razor, and after spending weeks with it, it has quickly become one of my favorites in my den. It's right up there with the Carbon Shaving Company razor as far as non-adjustables. You guys know I have the new Rocknell Sailor that I'm going to be reviewing soon, the 2019 series. But as far as non-adjustables in my den, and beats out the majority of my adjustables, this razor here is at the top, right next to the Carbon Shaving razor and next to my Haircut and Shave Co. N075. And especially now that I have this goatee and I really want to make sure that everything is nice, tight, exactly where I want it to be, it does exactly what it needs to do. And you guys can hear that. I mean, it does a great job. It's very efficient. So final verdict, do I believe you should go out and purchase this? Is this a must buy? I don't think it's a must buy, but I definitely think if you have the money to spend, you're looking for a great US made stainless steel shaving razor, complete stainless steel, something that's gonna last now and forever. And if you guys have seen any of my pictures on Instagram, you can tell this shows up great on Shave of the Day pics. People notice it, they mention it. In my opinion, this stands out in the den. When I see it, it looks different than anything else in my den, primarily because of this unique grip design. And the head is modeled after a Gibbs, so you can't be too bad there, right? Plus, their customer service and their lifetime warranty on this really evokes for me a sense of I'm being taken care of with this razor if anything were to happen, or the blade gap was uneven, or blade alignment was off. Then I could send it back and they would take care of it for me, and they would take care of me. They'd make me whole on that purchase. So again, really enjoyed this shave. I've enjoyed every single shave that I've had with the Envoy, including the head shaves. If I had to default to a razor to use at the moment for a head shave and it wasn't the Leaf, this would be at the top of that list. Following up again with Singari Man Navigator, which smells divine. Definitely impressed with her recovery splashes. Now that she's getting into the splash game, I really like that Heather has gone the extra mile on these. and they just feel great for your skin. You don't get a lot of burning sensation or irritation at all. No alcohol in this splash, and it just feels great. And I see a lot more artisans going more towards skin food type aftershaves than your standard. But anyways, guys, we've hit that 15-minute mark. You guys know I like to keep these reviews nice, quick fire reviews, nice and tight. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that review. Hopefully you guys found out a little bit about this razor and whether or not it might be right for you. Again, blade feel, if you're not a fan, maybe forego this razor or see if you can borrow it from a friend. But for all of those of you that like an efficient shaver and a comfortable shaver, I would give this a go. You know, I think this feels wonderful. And this is in stark contrast to my initial opinions with the Rex Ambassador. Different experience entirely for me. Thank you guys again for stopping by to the Shaving Tolson. We're gonna have more content here soon, including a review of the Leaf Razor. As far as a head shaver, I have only done a few face shaves with this, so it's primarily gonna be talking about it in that respect, which is why I bought it. But thank you guys again. Hopefully you enjoyed the den, and I'll see you next time here on the Shaving Tolson. Peace.